Good morning guys, hello and welcome to another vlog. Hello from Baltimore. So it's about 8:30 a.m. Got up around 8ish. Time to head down for breakfast before the wrap up by 9 a.m. So the breakfast time on the weekdays is a bit odd. It's like from 6:30 to 9. So gonna go downstairs, grab some breakfast, change and head on out to start exploring the area near the hotel at least. So let's get started. Okay, so finally found the inner harbor. There are a bunch of ships parked here. I guess some of them have now been converted to museums and some would be private. But this hotel is by the inner harbor, which is one of the places that is like a must-see when you're in Baltimore area. So now I finally figured it out, because last night it was difficult to orient myself. Everything was pretty dark. So I just directly went to the hotel, grabbed something from 7-Eleven and went to bed. But now I can start to see what is where. This does look like one of the historic ships, has a bunch of cannons and stuff. Let's go to the other side and see if there's a way to hop on and take a peek around. So I walk inside the museum entrance. So this is like the office space and a mini exhibit. And then at the harbor you have 4 ships here that you can visit. Joint ticket for all 4 of them is about $19-20, 19 point something. And if you're active military or student or something, then you get some discounted prices as well with an ID. So I'm gonna look around this bit for now and then start to go up and check out this USS Constellation is the first. And they said it takes about an hour and a half to visit all 4 of them. So that would be a great start for the day. Okay, so on the rooftop there is the Constellation behind me. There is a Chesapeake and there seems like a Navy sub of some kind. So that's 3. I don't know which one's the 4th one, but it's pretty humid already. I guess it's gonna rain like crazy today. There are also like other 5-star high-end hotels here. So I can already see Hyatt here. There is also other forms of Marriott, like other properties of Marriott along the harbor. But when I was checking the prices, I think directly staying here was a bit more expensive. So I'm like around the corner on the block, so not too far away. But let's hop on the ship and start exploring. And it's a self-guided tour, so you can wait as long as you want, read as long as you want, or just keep on moving. So self-guided, self-paced, which is the one I like. So welcome aboard the deck 1 or the top deck of the USS Constellation. Just spoke to the staff here as well. She was saying there are 4 decks on this. All 4 of them are open to public, at least today. So I can go down, and she just said like be mindful of the height. Like as you go down, the height, the clearance is very low. So just don't bang your head. And I did bang my head once I was in one of these ships in Sweden, I think. So I still remember from that. And now I'm very careful. I always duck down and not to bang my head, because those are like metal girders and they hurt quite a bit. But she said like this is the first ship. There are like the Chesapeake and Navy sub rare, and the 4th one is behind them. So that's a Coast Guard cutter. And she said like all 4 of them have different purposes. So it's a pretty nice mix of boats. This one was the anti-slavery boat. So there are like cannons like these all around. And they were meant to sink any boat carrying human cargo. So this was their contribution towards anti-slavery stuff. So it's pretty interesting. Like it's one of the ancient ones with masts and stuff. So very rustic feeling. Let's see what's on the lower decks. need to be very careful here. There's like low head clearance here. There's like cannons all around, so this is probably their firing. That was a fun expedition. Yeah, I did started to do duck walking as I was in the bottom floor. So I decided to come on out, and it's quite humid down there. They do have some exhaust fans, but yeah, the weather is not helping for the day. So time to go to the one of those two ships there, either Chesapeake or the Navy sub. Thinking doing the Navy sub first because it's humid, so might as well go in there first and then go to Chesapeake. Let's see. Let's start walking by the harbor. I had no idea there was a World Trade Center here in Baltimore as well. So it looks like a part of the building is open to public as well. It says top of the world, so if you pay 13 bucks you can go to the top and have like a bird's eye view. I'm not a big fan of doing that anymore, especially with the paid viewing decks, so I'm just gonna keep walking along the harbor, hop on over to the other ships. Ooh, and like the sign I had in Mexico where it said like CDMX and stuff, like the names of the towns and colorful board signs, found one that says visit Baltimore, so let's take a selfie with that first. This is really cool. Right next to the WTC there's also the National Aquarium where there's like busloads of kids coming over, so I guess they have some sort of like a school tour happening. But because of this generator of sorts, couldn't take a very good angle of the sign, but at least it's good. So if you want to take a selfie with this, it's right next to the WTC by the harbor, so right in front of Chesapeake. Well, let's go continue the ship tour. I think I'm gonna skip the aquarium, especially because there's like truckloads of students coming over as well, so don't want to run into them and let them enjoy their time in peace. I want to stay outside anyways before it starts to rain because the humidity is increasing now. So that's the Navy sub Torsk. I think it's Torsk or something. It's a very tongue twister, T-O-R-S-K. So decommissioned Navy ship, as you can see from the appearance, it's obviously decommissioned. That's why it's open to public as like a museum of sorts. I was just thinking, like, I've been on a lot of Navy vessels, like kind of decommissioned Navy vessels as museums, but never been on a sub before, a Navy sub. So this should be interesting. I don't see very many people out here, but could have something to do with the weather. I don't know. But anyways, really excited to go check out the Navy sub next. Oh, I've never been this close to a torpedo firing station before, and look at the size of the, well, I think that's a torpedo. It's like huge. Wow, looks like a part of their battle station, I guess. Pretty nice. The tubes are very realistic. I've only seen them in the movies. You have to crouch and squat and go through. This is interesting. They have like very tight spaces here. An old type of radio station. So many knobs and dials. I just had a bit of deja vu. Ooh, why is there lighting behind me? I think when I was in Turku, there was a Navy sub that was docked in Finland, Turku, when I was visiting with a friend of mine for the wine and food festival. I think I've been inside one sub before, but that was just one. When I was going through these cramped spaces and these narrow staircases, I was wondering why it feels so familiar. Now I know. So on board the third ship of the day for the historic harbor walking tour of sorts, Chesapeake. Let's see. Again, the guy gave me the same instructions: mind your head and be very snug tight on the railings for going down. So this is the main deck where I got on. So it's time to go down and start exploring the lower deck. Oh, found an air conditioner. Time to cool off a little bit from the captain's kind of living quarters. It's on the way there. Looks like the clouds are gearing up to have a thunderstorm. Pretty dark clouds accumulating on top. Made it to the last of the historic ship museums, USS Coast Guard cutter. Hopefully I can check it out before it starts to rain. There's a lot of thundering sound of the clouds, and if you can see, like absolutely grey clouds all over. Hopefully it rains properly because it's getting like super humid, so then maybe the weather would turn out to be nice. Interesting to see the different kind of bunk arrangements in all of these four ships, and even this ship has seen some action. There are a lot of placards displayed with the history of the ship all around, including Vietnam War. And what I was curious to see was the separation between these two bunks. Is like the height is not much, even the overhead clearance is not much, but I guess the sailors had to live with what they got. It's pretty cool. Lots of different bunks within this area. There is a nice lighthouse, but it says no trespassing, no climbing allowed, come back again later. Would have been nicer views, but at least it's like at the corner by the pier harbor, so I could just walk there and enjoy the views as well. Just came by to see the very end, and while standing at the corner I see a bunch of jellyfish in there, so don't try to get too close to the water, it's not gonna end well. Just enjoy the breeze from a distance. Now there are also your beloved seagulls here. Been a while since I heard them. Every time I hear seagulls, it brings back the memories from good old days in the UK. They were like, I've lost almost half a finger, one burger and several fries to them. Good times. But yeah, it's a nice view. I guess that's one of the park hill where I want to go, so that's also really nice. And then I've been walking around this harbor, I think this way, so then I'll go a little bit that way. And this is a open pavilion, outdoor pavilion for some outdoor events and stuff. Other than that, oh yeah, that's another Marriott by the harbor side, so they have a bunch of high-end hotels and stuff here with a nice harbor view. So yeah, I'm just gonna enjoy the breeze here for a bit and then walk towards that park. Anybody know what this thing is right next to the pavilion? They have some sort of like a narrow mouth that's supposed to collect something by this wheel. I don't really know what they're collecting. Doesn't look like it's seafood collection. They have green apples and leaves drawn on it, so there's no board sign or something I see around, so I'm not really sure what they're doing here. But But if you know, comment down below. Seems interesting. Oh, here, water wheel. Oh, nice. So this is a trash collection system. So this narrow mouth drives the current of the water that turns the wheels, that then takes the debris up the conveyor belt, and then there's a garbage collection. So it's like water treatment facility for the harbor area. That's pretty nice. Never seen something like this before. On this is pretty big, so it's like a big scale project from maybe a government project, I guess, for cleaning. I was wondering why I suddenly started seeing Italian shops. This explains it. I mean, Little Italy, it's like a block of mostly Italian restaurants is what I found. Some Italian flags, but mostly like Venice Tavern or some Italian names. So I was wondering why suddenly the thing started looking a bit different. So yes, it's like a mini Italian community here. This is known as the shot tower. It's a pretty big tower. Back in the day they used to make shotgun pellets here. Now it's open for touring with the general public inside. Closed at the moment, but just thought of stopping by as a short detour on the way to downtown. So I made my way all the way to the very famous Lexington Markets. There's also in the parking lot it says world famous Lexington Markets. So I'm starting to be a bit hungry. It's almost 2 p.m. So let's see if it's a farmer's market. Maybe there is some food being served inside, so can grab something to eat as well before continuing the walk around downtown. So I made my way all the way to downtown, along the way deviating from the harbor, on the way to that park that I showed you before. So let's see, grab some fuel in form of a nice meal, and then we walk further. I don't know, it doesn't look like it's gonna rain anytime soon. I mean, all the clouds cleared up. On one side there's cloud, on the other there's like very hot sunshine with the humidity. So I just finished the meal at the market. The market was really good. It had like 2 floors, lots of different variety, whether you want bakery, smoothie juices, bubble tea, or like a proper meal. So I went with local delicacy. Seafood is very popular here, so I went with the crab, Baltimore crab. It was way too many potatoes, but at least that made me full. Also, when I saw the light rail, I think I forgot to mention last vlog, but to take this from the airport all the way to downtown, I think it was $2. It was like a very convenient way to get here. I mean, there were some weird people on board, but if you're okay with minding your own business, I mean, I think that's as cheap as it can get, because I saw the cabs, they were more or less 20 to 30 bucks depending on like what time of the day and which company. But yeah, this was the cheapest option that I saw. So back to the harbor. That's the USS Constellation. So I went that way before, anti-clockwise. Jumped around all the ships and went to the downtown. Now I'm going the other way around to end up over there, the Federal Hill Park, and just chill there a little bit, digest the food, I guess, and enjoy the views now that the clouds have cleared and the sun is out. So it's more bright and clear to see what all is around the inner harbor. I'm starting to go up the slope all the way up to the viewing point overlooking the marina. There's like a beach, fake beach of sorts. If you want to play like beach volleyball or something, that could be a place to hang out. It says Baltimore Beach, I guess, recreational volleyball beach, I guess. But yeah, the view from here is nice. You have all the high-rise buildings down there by the inner harbor, and just like overlooking the marina. I also saw there are some boat tours being offered, and dinner and lunch cruises and stuff. So there's a lot to do here if you are with family or if you want to be on your own. I was also stopping by the visitor center. I stayed there for a bit just to rest up and cool down, have some water and things. But I was reading a few brochures, and some of them were about the neighboring counties and some events coming up in August and September. There's a lot to do here, so that was pretty interesting. There's even nice equestrian culture here, although doesn't look like one-time visit is very affordable or even accessible. Like normally these farms are quite far away from the city. I found one that is close by, but that's more like for them to rent out ponies for children's birthday parties and stuff, so it doesn't serve the purpose for an actual ride. But anyways, let's go up all the way to the hilltop and enjoy the view from there for the marina. Alright, so made it to the hilltop finally. That's the marina behind me. Gonna rest up here at the bench, enjoy the nice views, maybe even take a nap or something. The grass is pretty lush green, so really tempted to take a nap as well. So this was it for today's vlog of walking tour around the Baltimore downtown, surrounding areas, in a bit of museum hopping in the form of these historic ships that had a role to play back in the days. In the next vlog I'll be venturing out and about. If you know me by now, you know that was meant to happen. So really looking forward to the next trip that's coming up. Hopefully that materializes easily, and until then you can guess where I'm going and you can comment down below about my next destination. This is the Rustic Wanderer signing off for now. See you again in the next vlog.